Hey guys, I hope you all had a great break. And I really wanted to meet with you guys today, but they signed me up to do registration here at the college. So I've been on the phone and through email nonstop trying to get students registered. So we can't meet until next week, next Wednesday. But I wanted to, give you a short video just to show you kind of what this module is all about. See if I can answer any questions that you may have. If not, please message me and ask them. But this last module in English 112 is focusing on the field of education, applied science. It's field of education is an applied science. And the specific type of essay that you're going to write in this module, which will serve as your final exam in the class, much like your argumentative essay did in English 111, the proposal essay. And this is when you are writing a persuasive, not necessarily argumentative. It could be a little argumentative, but most of it's going to be persuasive. You're going to persuade your audience to kind of buy into your idea. And we'll talk about the paper in just a second. But the first couple links here discuss what applied sciences is, and here is a proposals PowerPoint. Now you will definitely need to click on this and look at it. Also, this one right here is kind of going to be your guide. Okay, parts of the formal report proposal PowerPoint. If you click on this, I'm not going to go through the whole thing with you, just so you can see what I mean. This goes through and breaks down each section of this essay. This essay total will be about 7 pages. I know that sounds ridiculously high, but it's not 7 pages of full text, so don't think that. You have a title page, and then you have an introduction page, which is about half a page, and then you start your discussion section on the next 3 pages, and then you have a conclusion page, which is about half a page, and then you have your reference page at the end. So here it gives kind of a synopsis of all of the pieces and parts of this essay, and it has to be done just like this. The proposal is what really is called a formal report, and you're writing it as if you're writing in a professional manner. So make sure you look at this PowerPoint too. Here I've provided a sample article that would support a proposal idea. So you can kind of look at the article. Everyone should be using the databases as much as possible. You can use Opposing Viewpoints, you can use Academic OneFile, you can use NC Live. Again, because they cite the sources for you. And all you need to do is copy and paste, and then whatever those sources begin with, that's what you cite within your essay. And then, of course, you add the year of publication and the page number, because remember, we're still in APA format. Here is a sample student proposal essay, and I'm going to click on that for you, and you'll have a kind of a sample to look at to see how it's set up. You've got your title page here, and yours is going to look just like this. It should say project title, and then you're going to have your project title here, prepared for, and then whoever your audience would be, your decision makers of your proposal, because what you're doing is you are choosing a topic in the field of education, and you are either proposing a solution to that topic or you're proposing an idea. And I'll look at some of those examples in just a second. And then prepared by, this will be your name. And then date of submission will be the date that you submit whatever part of it that you're submitting, whether it's the rough draft or the final draft. And then you have the introduction page. Here's what an introduction page would look like. And that's almost a full page. You guys don't need but half a page for your introduction page. And you can use first person in your introduction. Then you have your discussion section, and as you can see, you'll be using headings. You should use headings to break up this essay into its pieces and its parts. And the discussion section will be 3 full pages. Okay, and then this one's like 3.5 full pages, but you don't have to have but 3 full pages of essay discussion section. And then you got your conclusion, which will be on its own page, and it'll be about half a page. And then you have your reference page at the end. Okay, if your reference page does not look like this as far as formatting, then you need to make sure that you correct that so that you do not get point deductions, and also use your APA cheat sheet. So this is a good example of a student proposal essay. Now, there may be grammar errors or things like that in the paper, but I wanted you to look at formatting and kind of overall content. And under no circumstances should any student use this topic. Here's the section. This has been a file or link that has been in your report essay module. You'll click here for any resources on APA documentation, how to do a title page, how to do a reference page, how to cite sources within your essay, your APA cheat sheet, all that good stuff. And I've also put the APA excuse me, APA cheat sheet, say that real fast 3 times, in PDF format here. So you can easily access it because I know some of your Chromebooks don't open Word. Proposal outline. This outline is due this weekend, this Sunday. Okay, so if you click on the link, you've got the proposal assignment instructions here, and then you've got the outline guide here. Let's click on the instructions and look at the instructions for a second. Okay, again, this serves as your final exam, and it is mandatory. So please, please, please make sure you submit everything and everything on time. And double check your submissions to make sure they went through. And make sure you're submitting the correct documents too. So this proposal should revolve around an education topic about what's going on in education, a need on college campuses, or a major problem in public schools that needs to be solved. Then you're going to offer an idea, an alternative, or a solution. So your primary audience, again, will be the decision makers. Teachers are not decision makers on most educational topics. We don't have that kind of pull. So you want to focus on who would make the decision for your particular topic. And I'll talk about that in just a second. But I've given a list of 10 choices for your proposal topics. And you can, look through these and choose which one best suits you and what you want to write about. So the first one, WPCC should have a child care center on campus for students and faculty. This will be a really good topic because CVCC at one time did have a child care center. There are benefits to it, and this will be what you explain in your proposal. Standardized testing should be removed from all public schools. Sex education in public school systems should be reformed. And then you're going to offer your ideas for change. School lunches need to be revamped. Tell how. A life skills class needs to be mandatory for all high school students. Now, teachers would not be the audience for this proposal if you were writing about, any of these. You're going to have to look higher up. Like, for instance, maybe the superintendent of Burke County Public Schools or the Board of Education of Burke County Public Schools. So keep that in mind. In fact, for like WPCC, it would be like the president of the college, Dr. Joel Welch. And now, if you look at some of these others, there's home economics should be brought back. WPCC should have an open gym. WPCC should have a competitive sports program. Metal detectors should be installed in all Burke County public schools for safety reasons. Or the last one, Burke County schools should adopt the year-round school concept. Now, this may be something you're totally against. Some of these you may be totally against, but it may make for really good writing. And there may be a lot of sources out there that support reasons why this should happen because maybe it's worked elsewhere. So you'll choose one of these topics. You have to choose from this list. You'll include all the elements of the proposal outlined in the PowerPoint. Okay, parts of the proposal. You'll look at that PowerPoint that I just showed you, and you'll make sure that you follow that formatting. The report should contain at least 3 full pages of discussion. This report should be put in APA format, and it'll end up being about 7 pages. Again, most of those pages are short and just a part of that particular formal report design. 4 to 5 sources are required. You have to have at least 4. If you have more than 4, that's perfectly fine, but do not go overboard. You should not have 10, 15 sources for this paper. I wouldn't go any more than about 7 or 8. double space, 12 font, Times New Roman. Again, this is an APA essay, and all sources listed on the reference page must be cited within your essay. Here is, again, an outline of your essay and what the parts should include, okay? And if you click within the proposal outline, if you click here, proposal guide, you'll click on that, and it will pull up your guide. This will be what you're submitting on Sunday, the 10th. You're going to fill this in. Just fill this in. And you could, you know, if you want to copy and paste this to a Google Doc so that you can fill in and then save it back as a Word doc and then submit, that's fine. But this is your outline. You should not create any other outline. Literally, you're filling in this grid. Okay, you're going to put your title here, and underneath here, who are going to be your decision makers, who's your audience. Your introduction page, just answer these questions, okay, in this little box here. The discussion section, answer each of these questions as specifically as possible. It doesn't have to be full paragraphs. It could be just bullet points. But you need to fill in this, and this is what you will submit to the proposal outline guide link in Moodle. Okay, and once you do that, if you look, your proposal outline is due this Sunday. Then your proposal rough draft, it's not due until the 24th, so you'll have plenty of time to work. And we will meet, you know, Wednesdays prior to that due date and talk about certain things that you have questions about. We'll also look at APA documentation, making sure you're doing this correctly. And then, of course, your final draft will be due on Friday, February 12th by midnight, and that'll be the last assignment for English 112. I will then finalize grades, and we will move on to English 232. And we're working on getting textbooks for that course, so don't stress about that right now. We'll handle it. But I did want to make sure, I'm sorry this video is a little informal, but I did want to make sure that I went over this particular module, because that's what I would have done in class today if we'd have met, and kind of let you know what you're doing here. Just remember, you're choosing one of the educational topics, and you're really trying to persuade your audience why it needs to be changed, or why this would be a good idea. And you really want to give some research to support your points and back your ideas up. You can't just put, you know, standardized testing needs to be removed, and then you don't offer an alternative. There always has to be an alternative, because there has to be some form of assessment in order to see that kids are learning what they need to learn and move on. But there are many different types of assessments out there if you do your research. And, you know, as far as a competitive sports program for Western Piedmont, you know, CVCC has one. You could do some comparisons. You could do some research on their enrollment, how much money that brings in. You know, there's lots of different things and different angles you can look at. School lunches, don't just tell me they need to be changed. Tell me what they need to be changed to, and it needs to be feasible. You can't write about something that really can't be done. So you want to compare it to when it has been done in other places. So that's what your research is for. So you guys, if you have any questions whatsoever, please don't hesitate to message me. My phone has been ringing off the hook today for registration. I'm sure you heard it a few minutes ago. So I'm going to end here, and I'm here for questions, like I said. Otherwise, we will meet next Wednesday. But you do have your proposal outline guide that is due this Sunday by midnight. Thank you, and y'all have a good day.